Remember, Labour started with about ₦1,000,000 naira. They were saying, hey, minimum wage would cost about '1,000,000 naira, and later it got to, is it 694? Correct me if I'm wrong, I can't remember the figure now. And then it got to, what it was, 494,000, and then now it is 250. So you never can tell how these things will play out. But for those of you who were looking forward to a strike action, Labour has halted that. Labour is not going on strike anytime soon. Labour may not go on strike. May, underline that word, may not go on strike. But let's quickly look at our next big story. Let's quickly look at our next big story as it concerns Our next big story concerns the political situation in Rivers State. Yesterday, we did see a court pronouncement, a truth stating to a conundrum. Yes, a lot of us are still confused as to what the court pronounced yesterday. I even had to call reporters from other media outfits just to be sure that the report that we got was really the report that we got from the court. However, as I hear right now, there is a court of appeal currently sitting, and the court is being presided over by a certain Justice B.B. Aliyu. And they are looking at the legislative crisis in the state, who is indeed the speaker. Now, if my memory serves me right, I do believe this suit was initiated by the Rivers elders, and I think the High Court that talked about jurisdiction and locus standi, and so they had to go to the Court of Appeal, to mandate. They went there to ask for certain prayers. But when the sitting is over, we will get to understand what is happening at the Court of Appeal. We'll get a full picture of what is happening at the Court of Appeal. However, I should say that there are still certain reactions, popping up as it relates to yesterday's judgment. Several lawyers have decided to speak about this issue. They have decided to air their views, give their 2 cents as it relates to yesterday's court pronouncement. Okay, so constitutional lawyer Felix Biragbara says the Constitution does not require any member of a political party defecting to another party to have his name registered on the new political party. Dr. Biragbara, a lecturer at the Faculty of Law, University of Port Harcourt, said this while reacting to the reported State High Court ruling that the defection of Martin Ameule and others can only be established through the party membership register, a membership card, and such members fulfilling all requirements of their membership in the party, and that cannot be established through newspaper publications, radio announcements, or online publications. Now, let's take a listen to Dr. Biragbara.
I don't want to believe that the court says, but assuming the court says so, I don't think that will be the correct position. The position on membership of a political party is different from the position on defection. There is no provision in Section 109, Sub 1, Paragraph G, that requires those defecting to first of all submit letters of resignation from their party to their respective party chairman, maybe to proceed to have their names registered on the membership register of the new political party. What is required is the express intention of the lawmaker to say, of course, carpeted. The way it is usually done is by the lawmaker giving notice of it to the speaker. That is what is known as cost carpeting of members of the legislature.
Okay, I did recently see this headline relating to INEC saying that all political parties in Nigeria do not have a complete membership register. So I don't know. The judge, like I said, it's confusing for me because, like I was speaking with my guest yesterday, and I asked the question: if you, as the court, says you don't have jurisdiction, then how are you given a pronouncement on the matter you don't have jurisdiction on? And that reminds me, yesterday also we had Professor Wokocha on the show, gave his reaction to this very issue. Take a listen.
All the court did is, no, I won't do what you're asking me to do. You are not proper persons. I don't have the power to do it because you are not proper persons to bring such question before me. So it cannot impact or affect any other thing or any other matter. No, they were defendants who were sued by another person who was praying the court did not confirm or deny anything. So I think it is for me childish to consider the question whether they have resigned and whether PDP has removed their name from their register and whether APC has written their name in their own register. The gentlemen have taken their action, have followed it up with a public display at the end of that sitting, and have filed suits in court stating on oath that they have. So on what ground are you raising the question whether or not they have, when they have stated that on oath before courts of competent jurisdiction? So I think those questions are neither here nor there. They are for me irrelevant considerations.
All right, irrelevant considerations, he did say. When I do come back, I also give you some other reactions from the River State government and a coalition group. So do stay tuned. We'll talk some more when we come back. I do believe we. Oh, okay, all right. I don't think we have any break, so I would just go on talking. All right, so I'm just going to go on talking. So, yeah, talking about reaction of the River State government. Let's take a listen to the Commissioner for Justice as he speaks on this.
The judgment did not seek to declare the seats of Martins Amewule and 26 others in the River State House Assembly vacant. The suit of the claimants was struck out for want of jurisdiction and local standing, and also for being an abuse of court process, which thus robbed the Honorable Court of the jurisdiction to hear and adjudicate on the matter. There is the misleading news circulating in social media, print and electronic media, that Martins Amewule and 26 others are members of the People's Democratic Party and the River State House of Assembly. As you all know,
okay, let's just take a listen to him again.
Section 2723 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic as amended, it is only the Federal High Court that can determine whether Martins Amewule and 26 others, still members of the People's Democratic Party and also members of the River State House of Assembly. This much was held by the trial court. However, you will recall that there is a subsisting order of interlocutory injunction in suit number PHC. We urge the public to disregard the news presently making the rounds in social, print and electronic media to the effect that Martins Amewule and 26 others have been declared as members of the People's Democratic Party and the River State House of Assembly.
I don't know. I like to ask questions. I want to ask a question. Why is the PDP not very... I mean, the PDP can help solve this problem very quickly, right? These are our members, these are not our members. It's as simple as that. I mean, every other thing will fall back to that statement if it is made by the PDP. So I'm wondering why the PDP is not saying anything. I wonder if they're a divided house, because all of these back and forth opinions here, opinions there, all of the arguments, all of the, would not be if the PDP comes out to say, oh, we know that these lawmakers did not defect. We are very sure because we did not receive any letter. We are sure they have defected because we received their letters. As simple as that. I mean, remember when the matter of the day, the crux of the matter at the time was Nyesom Wike's ministerial appointment, and the PDP came out and gave us, oh yeah, he asked for permission and we gave him permission. A couple of other people from the PDP also corroborated that story. So I'm wondering why. And really, my imagination can run wild sometimes. I'm wondering why, the PDP, all that they have said is we're looking at the court judgments and we'll work. I mean, what is there to look at? These are members, these are not our members, as simple as that. Anyway, Trace, there is this coalition. Is it coalition they call them now? What's the right pronunciation? I have to check that. But the Coalition for Justice and Accountability has called on the National Judicial Council to probe the River State High Court following the recent judgment. The coalition, in a statement issued by its president Dada Segun Akin, faulted the High Court's judgment, urging the NJC to to look into the matter. And I mean, that's been what I've been arguing for a while right now. I've been arguing that the NJC should do something about it and let's know who. I mean, there's now the talk about jurisdiction, that only the Federal High Court, and by the way, that's our 5 o'clock conversation. We would like to know if the courts in Rivers State have got the jurisdiction to hear the matter. But let's quickly touch our last big story. You know how Labour scolded the governors on Friday, saying, hey, if you can't pay minimum wage, cut your salaries, resign, so that it can become a reality for civil servants, so that they can earn above 100,000 naira. Governors have come out to say, and I wonder what Labour's reaction would be. Governors have come out to say that the federal government should phase out electricity subsidy. Now remember, some few weeks, about 2 months ago, we saw the federal government come out with a policy to say that it is removing subsidy for band A users, right, consumers. And you saw the uproar. People were shouting, saying it was going to kill businesses. It was going to make things more expensive. After all, we don't even have an average of 20 hours power supply. Some people even apply to be downgraded from band A, band B, to lower bands. And then we saw, the federal government, the Ministry of Power, reduce, through NEC of course, reduce how much increment was done as it related to band A users, the tariff for band A users. Now the governors are saying, scrap it all, take it all down, let us stop paying for subsidy as we have done with petrol. And of course, this is all 36 state governors, and I want to say the NGF is the one speaking, and they're saying, Presido, take it down. We can't afford this. And according to the Guardian newspaper, Nigeria Governors Forum urged the federal government to stop the payment of electricity subsidies, saying it is ineffective. Yeah. However, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edu, declared that liquidity is the major solution required by the troubled power sector. So the governors are saying, hey, let's remove subsidy from electricity. And then I decided to look how much the governors took in the month of May 2024. Remember, the argument has been, since the removal of subsidy, governors have been taking more money, right? And federal government, state LGAs shared 1.1 trillion naira in May. The states got, if you give me a minute, I have to look for it now. Okay. Federal government received 365 billion. States received 388 billion. Now the question is, what have the states done with the 388 billion? And I do know that the reason why they're asking for the removal of subsidy for electricity is so that, the revenue would increase further for, sharing, for the sharing formula. I'm also asking, for the local governments that received 282 billion, what have they done with it? However, they are saying that the problem right now, the reason why they can't meet certain demands is because of, that's how I interpret it, I'm sorry, but it's because of the electricity subsidy. Well, I want to get your thoughts, really. I want to talk with you and how you're viewing all of these issues that I've reeled out on the show. Remember, you can watch us live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. You can watch us live on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH, and we are active on X and very much interactive, Nigeria Info PH. You can also follow me on social media, Dekalada, TheKalada. Good afternoon once again. I remember you're listening to the big stories on HardFacts on 92.3 Nigeria Info. All right, the phone lines are open officially: 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003. Okay, we're also looking at WhatsApp 0809 0306416, 0809 0306416. Once again, 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, and 0817 923 0007. Clinton from Bori, greetings to you. Welcome on the show. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Clinton.
Yeah, I want to start by saying that the kind of leaders we have in Nigeria are leaders that are self-centered, that do not care about the people they lead. How can you say that the government should remove subsidy on electricity when they remove subsidy on petroleum, on fuel? I think it's really unfortunate that we have this kind of people elected to represent us. How the money they've received, how have they used the money to better the lives of the people, the downtrodden? They've not done so. They've not justified the amount that they're receiving as federal allocations, as internal generated revenue. What is the function of the government? The function of the government is to subsidize some basic needs, basic amenities for the people. Have they done this? No. So I think that the people need to start asking questions from these leaders, because they've been very selfish of late. Then again, on the judgment going on in River State, the position of the law is that whoever asserts must prove. The judge have given their own statement, their own call it judgment. And I also think that if the state high court lacks jurisdiction according to the Attorney General of the state, why did the same state high court restrain Martins and Mewule that they are not lawmakers, they've lost their seat? Can you get me, Canada?
I can hear you. Go ahead. I can hear you.
Good. So if the same state high court lacks jurisdiction, why did the same state high court restrain Martins and Mewule? So I think that this matter is already subjudice. Today they are giving judgment on the appeal. So I think the courts must be proactive, because we lack representatives currently. And if these Martins and Mewule are the right lawmakers, they should be affirmed, so that processes, because development should come to the grassroots, and we are lacking in those areas. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Clinton. Thank you for your time. I've got NS from Elena. NS, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
How's today?
Great. Let's get your thoughts, please.
Yes, hello there. First of all, I want to react on this, our governors. Whatever things that will be on their own interest, that is what you see them pushing for. They are not talking about electricity tariffs, so that more money can go into their hands. At the end of the day, nothing practical. They will use our money for their own specific interest. Look at the minimum wage they are talking about. They are now dragging their food to buy. Which of the states that cannot pay up to 100 minimum wage? None, not even one. So they are just playing to the gallery. They will pay that minimum wage, whether they like it or not.
All right then. All right. Thank you.
And then the issue of, this issue of judgment yesterday. How do you talk about what is the position of the National Secretariat of PDP in this matter? I've not had a very clear understanding of their own on their own decision based on this that is raising River State. You know, all the old government that have been issued in this place, the National Secretariat of PDP, I don't know what they are really doing. So for me, the people of Martins and Mewule have shown, and they are displayed, that they have APC. So all this movement that they are doing, it does not help.
All right.
Let them just wait. 2027 is still far.
All right then.
They can still run an election again.
All right then. All right,
thank
you very much for your thoughts there. I've got Ezekiel from Ubumini. Welcome. Ezekiel, what is on your mind? Please tell me.
Good afternoon, Canada.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Canada, I want to know the suit in which the judge is saying that he has no jurisdiction to look into that matter. Is it the one the elders of the
Not the elders. Not the elders. A certain Hyacinth and Maddie went to court. Not the elders. I think they are the ones at the Court of Appeal, and their matter is being looked at right now. So yeah, two different cases.
Okay, because I think this back and forth of a thing in this judiciary is getting this political crisis in Rivers State very, very harsh. Sometimes when the state seems to be calm politically, at the end of the day, another issue will raise up, and then the politics will be more high, and it will be creating another tension where investors and the citizens of the state will be talking about how the government is be shaking. I think it's unfortunate.
All right.
Let the judiciary help the matter of this crisis, so that everybody will have a breath. In the area of the NLC and their minimum wage, I think the governors and the federal government and their wings should consider what the NLC is saying. According to one of your soundbites, I overheard when one of the executives is telling them to cut their governance and the expenses. Those who are paying deputy governors, former deputy governors and governors, that they should cut down all those expenses in order to be able to pay the 250,000 naira minimum wage.
Right.
I think that is the welcome development. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. They can have got Fine Mind from Rumukrusi. Fine Mind, welcome. What is on your mind?
Yeah. Good afternoon to you, Kalanda.
I greet you.
Let me speak on the issue of the lawmakers in Rivers State. Can you hear me?
I'm listening. Quickly, please. Go straight to the point.
It's very obvious that these guys have come to realize that they made a mistake.
Okay.
And they are actually looking for a way of, controlling the damage they have caused to themselves. But there is no way back. Okay. Because the concern is extremely clear. And they themselves have come to realize that they cannot alter what the Constitution states about, a political officer that affects another party. So whatever they are trying to do as a remedy cannot stand, because the Constitution is very clear. So if
I'm listening to you. Go ahead, Fine Man. Are you there?
The next election cycle, to contest again, because as it stands now, they are not known by law as lawmakers in Rivers State. This is.
But Fine Man, when you say as known by law, the law is yet to speak in terms of the court. You're not the law. I'm not the law. The judiciary.
Court judgment is not superior to what the law says.
I mean, the court interprets. No, I disagree with you. I disagree with you. The court interprets what is in the Constitution.
But where the court contravenes what the law says, are we to listen to one man?
But the Constitution says we should listen to the Supreme Court. That it's the finality. It's final. It's what it is.
The Supreme Court has not said anything on this. The stance is very clear.
So that's why you are not the law, and we would. No, Fine Mind. We're saying. Fine Mind. We are saying now. Okay. Anyways, thank you very much. I've got to let you go at this point so we can have a conversation. The court is yet to speak on it, so we cannot say the law says. As simple as that. All right. I'm going to take Ida from Inkoro. Ida, welcome. What is on your mind?
Kalanda, I greet you specially.
I greet you right back. Welcome.
Kalanda, just like I have a father now. My father denied me that he didn't born me, and my mother is arguing with him. And they went for DNA tests, and DNA come out that my father did not born me. Who may throw me out?
You're true. They might not. They might adopt you. They might adopt you, whichever one. All right, I've got Olufemi from GRA. Olufemi, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Thank you, Kalada.
Yeah, welcome, Olufemi.
Yeah, I want to add my voice to the conversation on radio this afternoon.
All right, you're welcome.
Regarding the issues of defection of the 27 lawmakers.
Okay.
And I want to be very objective, and I mustn't be a lawyer to understand what the law clearly states.
Okay.
For me, to be very objective, I think some of our learned lawyers are in a hurry to make certain declarations.
Okay.
Section 109 is very clear, as any of them have been saying. And you read subsection 1A, B, C, D to G. And subsection 1G is clear that there is a condition for which a defection can be valid. And which are like if there are crises in your party or there are disagreements, and probably the lawmakers had looked at that and taken advantage of that subsection and defected. However, before their defection, while they were still in PDP, certain actions were taken against 4 persons. And these 4 were suspended. And it is after the suspension that the 27 of them now defected. So, are we saying that their defection has invalidated the suspension of the 4?
I mean, if you're asking me, Olufemi, I'm not a lawyer.
Became a chief of staff.
My point is, I'm not a lawyer. I can't answer these questions, but these are some of the reasons why the matter is in court. Some of these things you've mentioned are the reasons why we are in court, right? When I say we, I'm talking about Rivers State now. So maybe we'll wait for the courts to give the judgment, but I've got to let you go. I'm sorry. I've got Patrick from LMA. Patrick, welcome. What is on your mind? I would like to hear from you. Quickly, please.
Yes, good day, Mr. Batubo.
I agree with you.
Yeah, in the side of labor, I want to say I am not in support of labor in the sense that if federal government accepts to pay 50, 100,000, 300,000 or thereabout, it will not affect the common man.
Okay.
Yes, but it will rather inflict price of things in the market. Labor, in the right thing they should have done is, at least they should have called government to reverse back to the old price of petroleum.
Okay.
If government cannot reverse to that price, then they should pay them minimum wage of 1 million naira. At least that would have go a long way to change things in this country. But if you ask me in the side of PDP, like you asked, that PDP should come out and make a statement, I believe one man in that party has upper hands and has what it takes to influence the PDP.
All right then.
So the battle may linger till September after their, should I say, convention.
Their next meeting.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I've got to go. My time is fast spent, so I'm running quickly. But I'm going to look at some messages on Facebook. We've got a couple. Newton Ikira says, Court of Appeal to give judicial pronouncement on petition related to Rivers political issue as reaction still trail yesterday's state high court pronouncement. Finally, they have woken up. Tell you what, I think the judiciary is deliberately stoking the fire. What is taking them so long? The entire country needs to be overhauled. Imagine what is happening to Super Eagles now. They were better off when they were known simply as the Green Eagles. Maybe we need to revert to that name. What a funny country, albeit. Anyways, you said in a negative way. I've got Prince Uwari Boko there. Says, good afternoon, Kalada. Concerning the ruling that we are waiting today for by the appeal court, let us keep waiting because today is judgment day, at least to know the real Rivers State House of Assembly members in order to close the mouths of some illegal desperados in the state. But I know that justice will take its course. I am Prince from Bolo in Ogubolo. Is it Bolo? In Ogubolo, I think it's Bolo, right? Sorry about that. But then again, I do not think the Court of Appeal is sitting on the substantive matter. I do think there are some technicalities. Like I said, when we get the judgment or the court pronouncement, we would know the full picture of what's happening at the Court of Appeal. But I've got Christopher Chunuji on Facebook saying, so you mean that the governors are really asking the federal government to phase out electricity subsidy when they have done nothing in their respective states to improve power? Oh, Nigeria, we hail thee. May God help us. All right, thank you very much. Keep your comments flowing on Facebook. I'll read them. I will read your comments. I'm checking if I missed anyone. All right, just keep your comments coming in. I'm going now to WhatsApp to read messages on WhatsApp. This one says, good afternoon. All right, not for me. Okay, so my system is frozen. Okay, this one says, Canada, if the red chambers are being paid the same salary with the federal chief judges and the green chambers house are being paid the salary with the federal permanent secretaries and the state assemblies are paid the salary with the state permanent secretaries, otherwise the National Assembly would have intervened to settle the minimum wage issue. NLC lacks the integrity of fighting for the interests of the poor masses. They are just there for their selfish interests. This is where the same people, these were the same people that fought Goodluck Jonathan, but today they are silent. Ezekiel Isaiah. And this one says the PDP secretary or publicity secretary have made comments on the issue this afternoon, saying they stand with the Rivers State government response. I've not seen it. It's not written anywhere. It's not published anywhere. So once I say it, I'll take it up, because I do know that the publicity secretary spoke with my colleague yesterday, and he did mention that they are looking at the court's the court's judgment, the decision, and as at the last time I checked this morning, the true copy of the judgment, the true certified copy, is yet to be released. So I'm guessing when they made that response, I'm wondering rather when they made that response, but let's see how that plays out. This one says, you said that the PDP has been silent to clarify the membership of the troubled lawmakers. Have you forgotten that the PDP's national publicity secretary has been repeatedly making it clear that the state lawmakers ceased to be the members of the party from the 11th of December 2023, and I believe he spoke the mind of the party as its spokesman. So the party has made its stand on the matter known. But I do not know if you also heard Imo Ugochiere, lawmaker from Imo State, who also said that the PDP is looking at opening the back door. I mean, like I said, the PDP would have to come make a categorical statement as to what is happening in the party. But so says, good afternoon, KDPC. Yeah, this assembly crisis here in Rivers State has become a theme of utter mockery. 1. Martins Amewule read all their letters, one after the other, including his. The chorus APC, Progress Together. 3. A reception was held in their honor and captured by national TV stations. 4. They went to court and deposed to an affidavit to that effect, arguing that the PDP, who was their former party, or arguing that the PDP was their former party, I think he meant to write. What has happened to integrity and conscience? Nigeria is not okay. Sugari from Akinima, but I have to stop your message there. But let's take a voice note and let's get to take a listen to what this person has got to say.
Good afternoon, Kalada. It's really shameful that the judiciary is this corrupt. It's now clear that the Nigerian judiciary is now one of the problems we have in Nigeria.
When you say the judiciary is corrupt, I take an exception to that. You would have to give me so I would have to step down that WhatsApp message now, because you would have to give me a proof as to what you mean by the judiciary is corrupt. But this one says, when it comes to minimum wage, the discussion should be about the breakdown from labor and the government and not the back and the forth. It is pitiable that media houses like yours are still majoring on the back and forth. Do well to get the details of breakdown so we can have a meaningful discussion and carry out robust analysis of the breakdown. Oh, thank you very much for teaching us how to do the job. If you've been following the conversation on labor, you would know that I've broken it down. I mean, if you can go to the newspapers and you will see the breakdown therein. As that now we're looking at what it is, and it's called the big story. So we're looking at the headlines. And thank you very much. Yeah, this one says, good afternoon, Lexi from Port Harcourt. In respect to this idea of the 26 lawmakers trying to play smart with our constitution, I will call it the last kick of a dying horse. It is a pity that they have been overused and they are standing with one leg before their fate. The Nigerian constitution cannot be matched. Is that what you said? They will be used as an example when the time comes. I feel for them. All right. Thank you very much, and thank you for your time. Thank you for your opinions as well. Let's see if I do have a commercial And if I don't, I'll take some more messages as we push the conversation forward. All right, let's see. Yes, I do have commercials. So I'm just going to read one or two. And this one says, the Canada I hail thee, talking of what the governors have used the excess money for as a result of removal of fuel subsidy. I can only speak of Governor Oti of Abia because there is evidence on ground to show. Meanwhile, Rivers State government is using this to organize Thanksgiving and congratulatory messages for the State High Court verdict on Ameulis case. The judiciary, with their contradictory, interlocutory and expert orders every now and then, is the problem we have currently in the country. It is quite unfortunate that the judiciary have made themselves so cheap in the hands of politicians who use them for their selfish interests. Simply goodness from Alakaya. All right, I've got a couple of messages. Can I take this? I'm going to try.
Kalada, good afternoon. Yes, about River State Assembly matter. We are talking about PDP. The spokesperson of PDP today, in your news, said the 27 lawmakers, they are not PDP members. They have defected and they are not PDP members. You see, these people call themselves honorable. What they are doing now, what are they telling the young youth that are coming up? You say A in the morning, in the afternoon you say B, in the evening you say C. You read a letter, Channels Television video you come out at Polo Club, you are an APC member, Tony Kosha receive people, you carry flag, you dance, on your mandate we shall stand. Now, which mandate are you still standing? You are still in PDP. I'm ashamed of these lawmakers. What integrity are they setting? What legacy are they setting to the young youth? So they are what are they telling their children? By this action, they are telling their children to talk lie in the school. I'm so ashamed of what they are doing.
All right, we've got to go. We've got a commercial break.